Hi there, Leo. Welcome to your mid-September 2020 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. This is the Light Series Tarot deck that I am using for this reading. And so we'll see what cards come up here. Should be doing it over here probably. There we go. Why am I always getting the Hierophant? It's like over and over again. Okay. I'm going to pick an additional card here. Just want you to see all these cards here as they're laid out. Maybe pick an additional card. Okay. Yeah, there's so Leo, there's cards of ending, and actually the Ten of Swords can be something is ending if you were feeling a certain type of suffering. So the Five of Swords is the central theme here. So what is happening at this mid-month period? I'm trying to think of the last transit that we had in recent weeks that was connected to this area of life. That could, let's see, Pisces, full moon. Where would that have fallen in your chart? The 8th house, yes, 8th house, full moon. So this is a card of the Five of Swords. Can be, you see that, let's see if they show that person with the crow kind of like pecking at the side of his head, kind of like the movie The Birds. And the crow being black, is probably symbolic of the shadow side. So in terms of birds, the birds that have a tendency to, be ominous or kind of symbolize ominous things happening. And so the Five of Swords is a card of perhaps things going on behind the scenes, slander. If you're in the workplace, maybe other people who are kind of poisoning the well, keeping you down, deceptive in some way. In a relationship, it could point to cheating. But whatever is going on, it doesn't feel very good, obviously. And the swords relate to communication, so that communication can be kind of two-faced or somehow straight up lies that somebody is spreading about you. I usually think when people are engaging in a smear campaign, it's because they're afraid of you. They're afraid that you have what it takes, and they don't want you to get the upper hand, in any of this thing. Sometimes it can be a situation of an empty victory where you win the battle, but you lose the war because you're not happy. So an example is there's competition for a promotion, and you end up getting it, but maybe because of competitive tendencies, it kind of turned off other people, and now there's kind of a rift in the workplace. Not that you might have done anything underhanded, but fire signs tend to be kind of competitive, and definitely Leo wants to be the center of the universe in a lot of cases. You do have what it takes, and you make a great leader, so it's not that it would be undeserved, but just that kind of bad blood that develops afterwards. So it could be that as well. Now, I'm just going to keep going and seeing what shows up here. We have, in the past position, the Ace of Pentacles, which can be like a new job. So if this is, just like what I said, if this is like a new job, a new position, and within the company, and other people were vying for that same job, it can be, starting a new job, and it's like right away you can see that there's a lot of gossiping, a lot of kind of like, you don't trust those people, because even if they're not, doing anything to you, maybe they're confiding in you, but you really suspect that they're not on the up and up, because definitely if people are gossiping, that can indicate that they would do that to you behind your back. So you might, usually Leos are, and fire signs in general, are pretty upfront, and they don't want to engage in underhanded kinds of things. And it can feel kind of like a negative work environment. So the upshot of that is that you might be kind of feeling like you can't trust anybody in the workplace, as well as perhaps feeling that it's not a very positive environment. So that can be a little bit of a letdown if you just started the job, particularly. The higher message is the Three of Pentacles, and this is a card of co-workers. It's funny, that person, okay, I see. This is like a teamwork. And so this is like what it is really all about. And so, like, let's say that you were trying to get the glory of some situation, and you may have like missed that memo that it has to be about teamwork. And so you were so busy trying to get ahead that it ended up creating a rift with other people. And not to say that you did anything wrong per se. They may just be the kind of people who are vindictive, who are insecure, and they like, if somebody else gets what they want, then they're going to do whatever they can to destroy their peace of mind when they're in that situation. But the Three of Pentacles, to me, this is one of the reasons why I think that cultivating that kind of harmony and valuing each person is so important. So if you are in a position now of authority, you have this opportunity to bring everybody together by valuing their contributions and encouraging an environment where everybody feels like they are an important cog in the wheel, that they're not just kind of superfluous, that they're, in other words, like that they don't matter, like they're expendable and all that. But also to discourage the kind of, negative talk that poisons the well and creates a hostile work environment. What crosses you is the Knight of Swords. And this is a card, it's interesting. Some of these cards, since I've just started working with this deck recently, I haven't gotten all of the cards yet. And I'm trying to think if I got this one yet. And you can see that the person has a motorcycle and they're kind of very active. And this is a card that is associated with, they actually have a bow on their back. I didn't realize that. I guess, it is associated with Sagittarius as the archer. But it's that fire energy. It's a double fire energy, actually. The Knight is fire and... No, I said double. Oh, no. Swords is air signs. So it's the intellect and the passion. But it's both masculine. It's double masculine is what I meant to say. And yang or masculine energy is about... forging ahead and having that sense of autonomy and confidence that other people's opinions are not really going to hold you back. And you are a masculine sign, being a fire sign. But something is preventing you from being as confident and adventurous as that you normally are, Leo. And it may be because you feel this sense of, how can I say it? Maybe you don't feel like you have the kind of guts anymore for some reason. You don't want to step on any toes. Maybe this was something that you really wanted, and so you are kind of playing it safe. This is a card of being adventurous when it's in the upright position, so I don't know what that could be. Also, this may be the person who is the bad apple spoiling the bunch. This Knight of Swords. This would be a person who is very outspoken, but maybe very insensitive in how they talk to others, and not very diplomatic, if you will. And if this is like, I didn't bring this up, but if this is a relationship situation, the Five of Swords can mean that you know that somebody's cheating on you, and the Three of Pentacles can be looking at these lovers triangles. Do you find yourself in these for some reason? Some people have that as a recurring theme for whatever reason. And the Knight of Swords in that context is a womanizer type of person, somebody who is very, maybe not like an evil person, but somebody who has a hard time committing, perhaps because of their age. Maybe you're attracted to people who are a bit younger than you because you like, Leos are like big kids and you like to have fun, but then what comes along with that is somebody who is in a different stage in life and not very wanting a commitment, and then you feel that sense of frustration and not understanding why this keeps happening to you, but it's really because of the type of person that you tend to be attracted to. What's coming in, or the advice, is the Hierophant. And it's interesting that in this deck, this deck, I one of the reasons I bought it is because it's fairly faithful to the Rider-Waite deck and Pamela Coleman-Smith illustrations. But this is one of the cards that is not like any of the decks that I have that are close to Rider-Waite. And they're showing a staircase. Or is that I think it's a staircase, but then it's like the Flower of Life. This is a card that's associated. Oh, they have, it's wild. They have, I see the symbol for Pisces. They have the fish. They have a pentagram. There is an Om sign. So these are like religions, because this card is connected. I don't know if you can see in that man's head to the left of him. There are all these symbols. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know why, but this guy kind of creeps me out. I don't know. He looks a little bit out there. But it looks like a stairway to heaven, kind of like that. This is a card that's associated with philosophy and, God and the spiritual. And it's interesting because the two cards that flank the Five of Swords have to do with Pentacles or the earth element. So perhaps some of you Leos are finding that that pursuit of money for the sake of money, if that is why you're where you are, maybe you know that you do not like the vibes, but you stay because of the money. that is not enough. Maybe not enough for you right now. Maybe at one point it was, and it just isn't anymore. I'm trying to see it so that you can see the cards there. But now it looks like it's overexposed. There we go. I don't know what the resolution is going to be like with this one, but it is what it is. So this is often the dilemma that people find, is that they are tempted. Sometimes I get the Devil card for that too, which can indicate material, feeling that desire for material gain, and at the expense of something deeper. The outcome, I got the Ten of Swords. I could have left it there. This is actually a peaceful depiction. And you know what? That's wonderful, because why make it something dark? They do have black birds. So you see this person, this woman, and she's got, there's kind of a breeze and it's kind of peaceful, but it's almost like a black cloud above her head with those birds. And so the Ten of Swords can be betrayal, and that's why they show all the swords in the person's side, that they got betrayed, maybe stabbed in the back. But in this deck, they just show like the black birds above her. And so those can be the influences around you. But this is also, number 10 is number of ending, the end of a cycle, the end of an era. So that might mean that you're going to have a new cycle that is much better. So kind of like, I didn't want to say hitting bottom because that sounds bad, but where it just kind of, everything has gone as far as it can go, and it's only up from there. I was thinking of that Doors song. It might be a cover of a blues song. I've been down so, how long, that it looks like up to me. And that's part of the healing process, because you have to kind of like bottom out before you can bounce back up. And so here's the clarification card that I got, which is the Eight of Cups, and this is the card of, I love these colors. These are some of my favorite colors. As a matter of fact, that I don't know if you can see in, the background where the sun is, but that blue, which is kind of like a turquoise or like a mint color, that color is connected to the, I believe it's the fifth chakra, although that might be kind of like a sky blue, but I think, fourth, fifth, in that range. The fourth chakra is green. The fifth chakra can be around that bluish, maybe a greenish color. And one of the things that I noticed is that so many things that I own recently have been that color, because I was really vibing with that color. I have a bicycle of that color. I have my iPad cover is that color. Just so many things. And I finally did an intervention on myself and forced myself to buy, something that I wanted to get. I was going to get a shade of that type of blue, and I said, no, this has to stop. And so I got like peach. Now it's like this color, and I have the walls, so I have to, it's like colors have energy, and they're connected to certain things. So if you find yourself drawn to certain colors with these cards, that could be indicating certain things that you want to heal, pay attention to those things. If you want to wear certain colors, don't think that it's just random and it doesn't matter, because there are times when you're going to vibe with a certain color and then you just don't. Like when I was a kid, I loved red, like bright red, and even when I was a teenager, I remember it was kind of a big color in the 80s, early 80s. But I just could not. I do have a t-shirt and stuff, but I'm just not drawn to that color anymore. I do like maroon, so all of these colors, pay attention, so you can get that sense of peace, which is the Eight of Cups, and it's really a card of leaving that which does not fulfill you emotionally and therefore spiritually. So a person who is looking for more out of a situation, whether it is the job that they're in, a lot of these things, I'm trying to think. Yeah, because you just had a transit of the North Node in your 12th house, so that might have been a time when you came in contact with a spiritual teacher, with a spiritual center, and things like that, Leo. And if that's the case, that might be, speaking of things that have recently transpired with you, that you are wanting more out of life, whereas in the past it might have been good enough. So if it's a relationship, if it's a job, whatever it is, that's something that you might have realized is not enough anymore. And being able to go in that direction is so valuable, because it means that you know what you don't want, and what I do say that it's important to not just leave something, but you have to know what it is that you want to go towards. And if you don't know what that is, then it can make it really hard to because sometimes people are just kind of repelled by a situation, but they still don't have that sense of direction. And so that's why I see with the Hierophant is becoming much more aware of what it is that you want out of life. So in any case, I hope that you enjoyed this. And if you would like a private reading, I'm promoting my whole enchilada reading, 2 full-length readings for a special price. And it is a deep discount when you consider how much each reading costs. Natal chart interpretation plus full-length tarot reading. The link is below for all of my readings. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.